So here we are. Hello sacred family, and welcome back to my channel. This your girl Grateful Drake, aka Alex, up in the house for our very first episode of How to Tarot. I call y'all sacred family because I truly believe that the connections we make here on social media are past life connections. I honestly feel like, you know, when you meet people you connect with, or you see people, even people, YouTubers and influencers who are really big, and you know maybe you'll never actually get a chance to talk to them, but you feel like this kindred bond with them. You just love their spirit. I feel like whenever that happens, it's a past life connection. So I honestly thank you and appreciate you, and I just want to say, hey, we found each other. Here we are, sacred reunions, and I'm so honored to be doing this video. It's been a long time in the making. There's a few things I want to get into and kind of talk about before we get into the how-tos of this particular video. In this video, we will be discussing the actual general structure of the tarot. Last year, I began taking a tarot class here in the city that I live, a small group of women, and it really helped me get comfortable with the tarot. When I first started this journey, actually my first deck, this is actually my first deck ever. This is the Fairy Oracle deck. My aunt bought it for me when I was 12, shortly after my mom died. My mom died when I was 11, and shortly after, like right away, even when I knew she was sick, I began to really get interested in all things occult, all things spiritual. I started paying attention to psychics like Sylvia Brown, John Edwards. Those were the big ones when I was 11 and 12. And I knew without a shadow of a doubt that there's no way that my mom was just gone. Like I really needed to be able to tap into something greater than myself. So this was my first deck. I didn't use it much for a long time. I was really scared of the cards. Scared because, you know, you get feedback. It's honest feedback. Spirit is going to guide you to where you need to see. And as a young person, it was really hard for me to grasp, and it was hard for me to look at some of those really shadowy aspects of myself. So I didn't use the deck too much, but I always knew, like, it was always something I really wanted to do, but I was really scared of it. About 2017, I got married, and the relationship quickly spiraled out of control. I didn't know what to do. I was completely trapped. I felt physically and emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, and psychically, I felt like I was a hostage. And so I began tapping into my decks. I pulled this one out, and I began buying new decks on Amazon. And what ended up happening, it was one of the scariest periods in my life. I started to use the decks frequently, and I didn't touch the tarot. I was still scared of the tarot. It's 2017. So I began using my oracle decks almost daily. I would do readings for my friends. I was always doing readings for myself. I would do readings for my ex-husband and all our friends. And it's just crazy how spot on things would be all the time. So that really was an opening. It was a doorway for me to really begin to feel empowered with the cards. I finally bought a tarot deck probably late in 2017, and I kind of tucked it away. I would use it from time to time, but there was one night in particular where I was really in a bad place. I pulled some cards, and it was like the death card, the tower card, the devil card, and I was like, ah! And I just put the shit away, and I didn't touch it for like months more. Probably sometime in 2018, I actually started pulling it out and using it, and then shortly after enrolled in a tarot class. What the tarot class did for me is it was a space, which is what I'm trying to do here with you guys. My mom's ring. I always forget to put it on. I don't always forget, but I forgot. So, love you, Mom. So, what the tarot class did for me, and bring it back full circle, girlfriend, because you know sometimes my brain go off on tangents. We go there, and before I know it, I'm forgot what I was talking about. What brings me to this space today and wanting to teach these classes here with you guys is because of my experience with my tarot class. It created a space for us ladies, a really safe, nurturing space to explore the tarot without feeling scared, without feeling pressured, without feeling judged, without feeling like we had to learn it a certain way. My goal for myself and for us here as a Sacred Reunions family is I want to create a space where your imagination and your dreams can run wild. The tarot, yes, it does. It originates. It has a very, and we'll have another separate video on the history of the tarot. So there's a history that needs to be addressed, and we need to pay homage to the people who brought us the tarot. But within our own personal processes, especially if you're just going to be reading for yourself and friends, I really believe that the tarot is a tool to help us learn how to be intuitive in our daily lives. That's what the tarot has done for me. That's what my tarot class did for me. It helped me be able to step into the power of my uniqueness in a really beautiful, sacred, authentic way. The cards are what we make of them. Yes, they have basic meanings that we should learn and get to know about, but once you kind of have a framework, you know, I read the cards the way they make me feel. And, you know, you can have a spread, one set of 5 cards, and if you get 20 different readers to give you to explain what that spread said, you will get 20 variations of that spread, okay? Because we all have different experiences. We've all lived different lives, so we're all going to look at the cards in a slightly different way. So that's the beauty, and that's what I'm so excited to bring to you guys, is this space that we can be like, oh, so I can make it what I want to make it, you know. So it's going to be really exciting. I cannot wait to do this with you guys. We're going to start off with, maybe I'm going to commit to 4 videos, I think, and we'll just play it by ear, see how well it does, and go from there. Okay, so let's get into it. I want to first address like what you need to read tarot, okay? Kind of just the basics. So I prefer the traditional Rider-Waite deck. We're going to start learning from the traditional tarot. There's so many other tarot decks with different themes. This is one of my favorite new tarot decks, but it's just totally different. We're going to start from the basics. What I did through this process is I went backward. I started with oracle decks because I was scared of the tarot, but we're going to start from the original OG. You got to know the basics from the OG, because this deck is what all these other decks that you find, all the decks that you see that say tarot on it, are based from this deck, the Rider-Waite tarot deck. Okay, so everybody needs one of these, or at least you need pictures of them, or, you know, even a book would suffice. Well, no, I'd suggest getting you a card. You always go to Amazon. I'll put the link down below for this particular deck. There's different, like even if you were to get this one, this is the same illustration. Pamela Coleman Smith is the illustrator of the Rider-Waite. So you can get something that's slightly different, but you want to make sure the illustrations are basically the same, okay? So this deck would suffice. This is called the Golden Tarot deck, I believe. I'll link these. So these links will be in the description box, okay? So you want to get something much like these. Don't get something with a whole different theme. I was taught that my teacher taught me not to look at the book when learning tarot, and it's up to you. I suggest learning, getting a book. You want to just get like a simple book, whatever. It's my fave here, The Ultimate Guide to Tarot. Okay, it's my favorite book. I'll link this too. I do want to say before we get into the structure of the tarot is, look, you heard my story. I have really only actively been working with the traditional tarot deck since about 2018. I was picking it up, and then 2019 19, I was actively daily working with it. So you will see as we go along, part of my teaching process is also that I'm learning. So I'll be teaching you guys things, and we'll be hitting topics that prior to hitting those topics, I will be pulling out my books and researching and doing some of this. So we are learning together. This isn't just me talking at you, teaching you. I'm learning as well. So let's start from the beginning. We're just going to take a look at the basic structure of the tarot. The tarot is comprised of 78 cards, okay? 22, the first 22 cards are called the major arcana. Those are the ones I talk about so much about in my readings. And the major arcana cards are the cards in the deck that are our major life themes, okay? They're the significant milestones. They're the things that we plan with God prior to coming down here, the things that we're meant to go through, okay? So here are the major arcana cards. They're not in order, okay? So notice how the major arcana cards all have their name written down below in capital letters. This is the Temperance card. Here we have the Chariot. And they all have their Roman numeral above top. These are the first 22, not in order, the first 22 cards of the major arcana deck, okay? See their numbers on top and their names on bottom, all of them. Okay, the Lovers. These are the themes that we go through. The Tower moment. This is when our lives fall apart. Okay, these are major life themes. The Devil. The Devil represents our shadow aspects, the things we don't want to face, right? Makes sense. Scary things about ourselves we don't want to face. Major life themes. Death is a major life theme. The Sun. Joy. The joy that we feel in our lives. Strength, having strength moving forward. This is about going within. Major life themes, okay? This is about taking yourself away from the situation and looking at it from a different perspective. This is the Father. This is alchemy and the Magician. These are, okay, so these are major life themes, okay? They all look pretty similar with their names written down below. So these are the first 22 cards of the deck. They're the major arcana, major life themes. I keep saying that, okay? Super important. So now that we briefly touched on the first 22 cards of the deck, now we're going to look at the last 56 cards of the deck. They are the minor arcana. Okay, so here are the suits of the minor arcana. Swords, cups, wands, and pentacles, okay? Each of the suits, these are each suits. Each of the suits, so each of the sword cards, have a total of 14 other cards in their suit. So 14 plus 14 plus 14 plus 14 equals 56 cards of the deck, okay? So each have 14. They all start with aces. They are the details of our life. So they fill in the blanks. The major arcanas are like the black outlines of our life, and the minor arcana are like the colors of the deck, okay? They fill in the details, they fill in the blanks for our life situations. Each suit represents a different element of the earth, okay? A different element. What are the elements? Earth, fire, water, and air. Earth, okay? Now earth, think about it. Pentacle represents money. It's one representation of the card, money, okay? So money is something that humans use here on the earth. Money is what makes the world go round. Without money, you really cannot do anything, right? So it's something that we possess as human beings. It is not anything you can take with you into the spirit realm, right? It stays here on earth when we die. So that's why this is an earth card. The earth cards belong to the signs of Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo, okay? There are variations if you look in the book. Look. I'm going to tell you one thing too. The way that I teach is from my perspective. I will let you know when there are other ways of looking at it, but I'm going to teach you the way that I look at it. The way I read at this time in my life, anything pentacle or earth sign, But you will find in the books, like, let's see, let's look up Ace of Pentacles. They break it down more. Minor Arcana cards of Pentacles are earth sign, except when you start getting into the court cards. The page, I believe it's the page, knight, queen, and king, have different associations to them. So these are earth sign cards, but when you start getting into the court cards, they have different associations. I read them all as though they're of the suit that they belong to, and that's completely up to you as a reader. So all of the cards in the suit of Pentacles belong to the sign, the earth signs, Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus, except for the court cards have different associations. When you get to the page, knight, queen, and king, those begin to shift. We're not going to go into those details right now. One other thing to remember is each of the cards within all of the suits have different planetary associations as well. Girl, boy, homie, lover, friend, girlfriend. It's a lot. It's a lot, and your girl learning too. Okay, so I actually tend to, when I read, if it's a pentacle, they're all earth. If it's a sword, they're all air. It's a cup, they're all water signs. If it's a wand, they're all fire signs. Now, you might want to nitpick that to death and be like, well, she can't do that because then you're not following, and then you might mess up somebody's reading because you're calling it something else. But this is how it works. Energy goes where energy is, because I am the type of reader that I am, the energy flows in my favor that way because I have pure intentions. If I begin to tweak my learning and tweak my understanding of the cards and I start shifting, the energy will shift appropriately. It's just about taking that leap of faith, being like the fool, taking that leap of faith and knowing that you are kicking it up a notch and spirit will serve you appropriately. And that's why 20 different readers can have 20 different takes on the same spread, and why it can be right for that particular client is because people are attracted to where the universe is perfection. You understand? It's perfect. And when you go into situations with an open heart, you are guided to the right reader for you. It just works that way. And it's really, it's been, for me, this process in learning tarot has really been about trust and faith. Trusting, I used to have a big hang up with shuffling. Oh, fuck, what if all I have to do is I just put this one card down here and I can fuck up their whole reading. Like, it really used to mess with my head, the shuffling process and how should I shuffle. And we'll have a video about that as well. We'll go into all the nicks and crannies, you know what I'm saying? It's about trust and faith. So let's get back into this. These are earth signs. So these are Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. These are fire signs. These are Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. These are water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. And these are air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, okay? Period. What have we gone over so far? Number 1, we've gone over the major arcana. It has 22 cards. And the major arcana cards rule major life themes. Number 2, we've gone over the 56 minor arcana cards, which are swords, pentacles, wands, and cups, okay? Each of those have different elemental associations, okay? Air, earth, fire, and water. Each of those have their own zodiac signs assigned to them, okay? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius for swords, Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus for pentacles, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius for wands, and Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces for cups, okay? Also, the minor arcana cards all have 14 cards within each of the suits. That's 14 times 4 equals 56. All right, y'all. I think that's going to conclude this video. I went over some of the super uber basics, but I feel like that's a good place to start. Join me back here, same time, same place, every Wednesday here, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or whenever you find this video. I appreciate the love and support. You know, your girl is just out here trying to do her thing. If you want to find a way to give back or to help me out, I would love for you to subscribe, to like the video, and most importantly, to share the videos. That's how we really gain traction here. We are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. That way your girl can monetize her videos and I can make money while I'm actually doing these videos. I'm a single mom just out here trying to make shit work for me. I'm living my dream, doing my passion, so I appreciate you and I love you. Also, my information for my Venmo and PayPal is down below if you're interested in that as well. Next week, we'll be going into the Suit of Swords. We're going to focus solely on swords, okay? We're going to really look at the Suit of Swords. We're going to talk about all the different cards in the swords. We're going to talk about what they mean, how to remember them, how do I remember them, okay? The story of the swords, okay? The associations. We'll go into detail about the court cards and their elemental associations. We'll talk about the planets that rule each of the cards, and we'll find a good way to memorize this stuff, okay? Also, in the beginning of the video, we'll do a quick kind of go over of how to connect your energy, how to connect with your deck, how to cleanse your space, proper etiquette for reading others, for yourself, some don't do's and some important do's, okay? I love y'all motherfuckers, my sacred family, sacred reunion family. I appreciate you, and I'll see you next week, okay? This was exciting. I appreciate you, and I hope you come back. All right.